It's time to talk about Super Six. They've been supporting us this season. Thanks so much to them. How did you get on, mate?
This week, this round rather, I got 10 points. I nailed the Brighton Wolves result. Obviously not the scoreline. No one could have predicted 6-0. I didn't expect Brentford to beat Forest. I thought Forest would have got a goal there.
Yeah.
Or a result, sorry, a point. And obviously that late goal for Brentford cost me the magic 5 points that I would have wanted. I predicted City to win 2-0.
Yeah.
That goal for Fulham didn't help.
Annoying that one.
I predicted United to win 2-1. We did win by 1 goal, but it was 1-0. Newcastle to win comfortably. Not the right score, and Liverpool. So I did 10 points.
That's decent. That's decent.
Yeah, I think I'm leading the way in it between us lot.
Between us three. But there is a lad out there, Charlie Featherstone, who got 21 points. That is an unbelievable. I've not got even 10 yet, I don't think.
Yeah, he nailed the scores for United, Villa, Brentford, Forest, Newcastle, Southampton. He nailed 3 scores in that and got the rest of the results right.
Yeah.
He's absolutely smashed it.
He smashed it in, and fair play to you, mate. I'm not talking about my predictions because they were shocking.
He gets £100 Classic Football Shirts voucher, and you could get £100 Classic Football Shirts voucher as well by joining our league. The code is Club S6, all one word, Club S6, and you can join our league. And if you can beat myself, Rory, and Boovy, you could potentially win that £100 Classic Football Shirts voucher, as well as if you get 6 correct scorelines, you're going to be in with a chance of that £250,000. It's absolutely amazing stuff, and it's all free to enter. Charlie Featherstone, that Classic Football Shirts voucher is yours. Well done for beating the club OGs and us guys this week. We're going to have a little bit of a debate, as we always do for Super 6. They have set us this little riddle. Top 6 captains in Premier League history. Some of the nominees that deserve to be mentioned: Roy Keane, John Terry, Tony Adams, Steven Gerrard, Vincent Kompany, Steve Bruce, Patrick Vieira, Alan Shearer probably get mentioned in there as well, although I don't think he was captain when they won the league. Jordan Henderson somehow made this.
Yeah, he's not in there.
I didn't want to bring him in.
Passion merchant.
No, he's not in there.
Am I joking?
We can't be mentioning Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira, Tony Adams, and Jordan Henderson in the same.
But maybe I think the only question would be that everyone you've mentioned, I think there's a lack of modern captains that we could throw in there that you really stand out. And you think really
is that because it's more of a team game now and it's less individualistic? Is that the word?
I think
it's more about tactics. It's more about culture. And it's more about those kind of things. So you have less room for the heroes. You have less room for you have less need or requirement for someone to kind of drag everyone together.
How's Odegaard the captain of Arsenal? We wouldn't have thought that as a traditional.
Well, leads by example rather than vocally. And
he's been unbelievable. Kind of but things, then, did he lead by example when he gave the ball away to Erling Haaland to score against? For him to score against Arsenal midweek last week? That is a big question. But these classic names, I mean, the one that stands out as a City fan, Vincent Kompany, he led by example in terms of his quality on the pitch. Obviously, all these other players are quality as well, but scoring big goals, taking games by the scruff of the neck to win Premier League titles. And the fact that he came in right at the start to take over as well. So he saw all the managers, Mancini, Pellegrini, Guardiola. He was the first pick for all of them, which is obviously testament to his leadership abilities. And you're seeing it now as a manager. You see what he did for Burnley. I mean, one of the greatest sides to ever come out of the Championship in terms of points totals and goals for and goals against. So Vincent Kompany obviously stands out for me.
I've got to say, Roy, top of this list, we're going to do a top 6, I think. Top of this list has to be Roy Keane, in my opinion. 5 Premier League titles as captain. That's 5 Premier League titles as captain. Wait a minute, actually. You know who else deserves a mention? Eric Cantona, We won 4 Premier League titles with him. He was captain for a lot of them, I think. I think when he first came in, I think Robbo would have been captain. But he was captain for a long period. He led that team. He was a true leader. And then when he was suspended, we didn't win the league. And then he came back and we won the league.
Suspended for the thing in the crowd.
Yeah, for kicking that racist fan. So
he's leading by example with that.
Yep. But Roy Keane as well. You think of that performance in Turin, for example.
Of course, yeah.
true captain, 5 Premier League titles as captain as well. John Terry, obviously, none of us like him here, apart from Rory, who's
Rory
not here
loves
to defend him.
I think what Rory would say is the length
four,
of,
wouldn't he?
Yeah, I think Roy Keane was captain for a concise amount of time, and he won consistently throughout that time. But John Terry, bit of a strange example where he wins a Premier League title in 05, and then he goes on to win one 10 years later. As captain, which is a scary amount of time to still be captain of a club and win another Premier League title, which is crazy.
Yeah, Keane won one in 94 and 03, but yeah, who's counting?
But 10 years, I think that's incredible.
Counting?
For John Terry.
I am.
You're counting, yeah. Steven Gerrard has to be in there.
No, not in top 5, top 6. Of
course
man.
He does for me.
When the pressure was on, he crumbled. Alan Shearer's ahead of Steven Gerrard.
I think he's literally the opposite of that. When the pressure was on, he
also wanted out to Chelsea, if you remember.
Wayne Rooney wanted to go to Man City. He did.
He didn't.
You don't just. Let's not have selective memory.
And he wasn't captain.
Let's not have selective.
Wayne
memory.
Rooney wasn't captain.
I'm not even the most Liverpool fan going, but of course it's what Steven Gerrard did.
Roy Keane, John Terry, Patrick Vieira, Vincent Kompany, Steve Bruce,
Stevie G,
Eric Cantona,
Stevie G ahead of Cantona.
Stevie G's not ahead of Cantona.
It is, bro.
It's not.
If you say Roy Keane and Sheeran, like you do talk about that a lot, by the way.
Roy Keane's
I'm sorry to everyone listening. But Steven Gerrard,
Roy Keane's a shoe-in.
AC
Eric
Milan,
Cantona's a shoe-in.
AC Milan, bro. 6. Come on, AC Milan, West Ham, FA Cup final.
So what? He slipped when it mattered.
Come on.
Yeah, and also, I'm not arguing that he's a great captain. He was obviously a great captain.
Yeah.
But we're talking about captains that have led their team to multiple Premier Leagues.
It's not his fault, like it is with Harry Kane. It's not his fault that Liverpool, with Rafa Benitez,
you can't say like
Roy
it is with
Hodgson.
Harry Kane. All right, Harry Kane should be in this list as well.
No, I'm saying in the sense that Harry Kane's a world-class player and he didn't have the club around him to support him in the Premier League title. Gerrard is an unbelievable leader, bro.
Roy Keane, Cantona. For me, Roy Keane, Cantona, John Terry, unfortunately, Vincent Kompany, Patrick Vieira.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, and you've
possibly Alan Shearer, Tony Adams, Steve Bruce.
Shearer for me. But then Shearer's legacy at Newcastle United is the same as Gerrard. 0 Premier League titles.
Yeah,
but he
wasn't captain.
He was younger then, of course. I just think the Gerrard narrative, I think if you take the game by the scruff of the neck, I don't think any midfielder in the last 20 years has done it into the level that he has. Even you talk about Roy Keane against Juventus, nowhere near what Gerrard did in the Champions League final against AC Milan.
Absolute nonsense.
Really?
But moving on anyway, incredibly, over 5,000 200 people have joined our Super 6 League. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. Remember, you guys can join our Super 6 League by hitting that link and, of course, putting in the code Club S6 to be a part of it.
I'm going to read out my predictions for you, mate. City versus Leeds United. I'm going 4-0 all day long. I'm predicting a draw in the kind of London derby. Spurs versus Palace 2-2. Bournemouth versus Chelsea. I actually think Chelsea will pick up a win. It has to happen at some point. 2-1. Newcastle United versus Arsenal. Obviously, we'll be covering that on the club. For me, that's a draw written all over it, and I'll be in ecstasy if that happens. As a City fan. Liverpool versus Brentford 3-0 all day long, comfortable win for Liverpool. And then Wolves versus Villa, a bit of a Midlands derby there, 1-1 draw.
See,
for
I've
me.
gone for some different results. I think City will win as well, 4-0. Palace to win 2-1 against Spurs. Chelsea to be beaten 3-2 by Bournemouth. Villa to win 2-1 against Wolves. Brentford to win 1-0 at Liverpool. And a little Desmond 2-2 between Newcastle and Arsenal. Those are my predictions. I've gone for some left field results in the hope that if they're right, not many people have done that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go scoop that.
You're a smart guy, Adam. I've always thought that of you, mate. Very, very smart. Switched on, some would say, except about the Steven Gerrard stuff.
Yeah, I'm definitely right.
We have to flag that, obviously.
There's at least 10 captains better than Steven Gerrard in the Premier League history. Remember, it's a free shot at £250,000. You may as well get involved. The links are in the description below. Club S6 to join our league. Thank you very much to Super 6 for sponsoring us. We absolutely adore you guys, man.